That's right. I want to own Palantir stock. And the reason why is basically I've read his book, or I'm reading his book. Alex wrote a book. It's called The Technological Republic. And I've come to understand some things about the world of Silicon Valley and where Alex and Palantir fit in and why it is an essential stock in our future. Some of you may remember about a year ago, I wanted to buy Palantir stock as well, and I wanted to pay $19 for it because I thought that's what the fair price was. And as those of you who know, it went up to 120, and now it's pulled back into the range of $80 a share. And with that in mind, I said, I need to find out what is the fair price, what is the real price, because it's got a PE ratio of about 160, and that's ridiculous. But I said, okay, let's figure out what is the fair price and what the historical fair price is. And that is to say, in the early stages of Amazon and Google and Apple, how high did their PE ratio go? And then when did it pull back? And so what is the fair price now that I should try to buy Palantir at? And let me give you a little reason why I want to buy it. Alex explained to me something that I didn't know. When the military machine wants software. And as Alex says, and I agree with him, this is the decade of software because AI has to be delivered through software. But anyway, when the military puts out a bid for a killing machine, and that's how Alex describes it, we make aggressive offensive killing machines or tell them how to do it. They Google in the recent year took on a contract, and they had a revolt in Google. The engineers said no. We do not want to make aggressive killing machines in this world today. And Microsoft did the same thing. Their engineers threatened to leave. And so both Microsoft and Google bowed out and said, we can't do it because our engineers will not allow us to do it. And Alex explains they're a bunch of 20-year-olds who have never experienced war. They don't know who Khrushchev was. They don't know anything about the Cuban Missile Crisis because they have no idea where Nagasaki and Hiroshima is and what happened there. The only relevance, as he mentions, that they have is if they went and saw the movie Oppenheimer, because that's the last time that Silicon Valley or any of the tech world did anything for the United States government relative to weapons. Palantir is the only game that the U.S. government has to work with. And Alex is he explains it well. I would encourage you to get the book. I listen to it on my phone when I go out and take my walk and my jog, and it will enlighten you. But I do not feel it's worth $80. I believe it's worth $80 on January the 1st of 2028, but not in February and March of 2025. I need to have some growth potential there. And so I've done a very deep dive. I spent about 12 hours on it to figure out what is the price that I would buy Palantir at with an anticipation of making money in the future. I did something similar to this on Supermicro, and then I just did one on Applied Digital, which I think is coming to me, and I think Supermicro is coming to me as well. So I'm going to take you to the computer, I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm going to show you where you can get full access to my deep dive into Palantir and where I want to buy it. Okay, what I'm going to do is walk you through how I built this analysis so that you can do it for yourself if you choose to. You access the data, you analyze the data, and then you organize the data to help you make better decisions. And then you use artificial intelligence to give you history to help you go beyond that. So you start by building a Excel spreadsheet, and this is Palantir's. And these are past numbers. These are projected numbers. And what I'm doing is I'm recording 22 through 24, their revenue, their income, their net income, their earnings per share, their debt, the outstanding shares, the number of employees, and the cash from financing. And I enter all of those numbers in here. And then I come over here and say, okay, what is their projected revenue in 25, 26, and 27? And I get this from my Seeking Alpha, or you could get it from Yahoo or any other service. And then I also enter what they're projecting. Wall Street's analysts are projecting their earnings per share are going to be in 25, 26, and 27. Okay, so then what I do is I enter what are called metrics. What is their PE ratio? What is their current price? Their PEG ratio, their price to book, their price to cash flow, the price to sales, their gross margins, their net margins, and their return on equity. And I enter those for all of Palantir, and on Palantir, and then for their sector as well. And I'm able to get these numbers also from my data sources, in this case, Seeking Alpha. So then what I do is I take this information and I take it to ChatGPT. Okay, so I enter it into ChatGPT. I say, okay, I want to do a evaluation of Palantir's financial health. I input all of that. I also put in some articles that I found and some information in their last year's or last quarter's earnings report. And I say, okay, create me an evaluation. And here you can see they go through and they give me a very detailed of their historical performance. Again, they're putting in words the numbers that I entered, their future projections, again, doing the same thing, their net income growth, their earnings per share. These are just a regurgitation of that chart that I downloaded from the Excel spreadsheet into ChatGPT. Then these are the metrics that I gave it. This is the cash flow that I gave it. And then this is their margins and how they compare to others in their sector. So all of that came from my Excel spreadsheet. So then I ask it to do a financial scenario based on the information that I have given them as to what they would project will happen in the future, and to give me a most likely, a bullish, and a bearish outlook. And so it's taking all that information and putting it into words that you and I can understand, and making comparisons and saying what is going to happen accordingly. And then I say, okay, now project me based on the information you just did, create me a chart that shows the growth of Palantir from 24 through 27 under 3 scenarios. And those scenarios are a conservative, a moderate, and an aggressive. And under the conservative, it is saying that the earnings per share will grow modestly, reaching 70 cents by 2007. The moderate growth is saying that they will reach 95 cents, and the aggressive growth says they are going to reach $1.10 by 2027. Okay, then what I say, okay, give me some historical patterns based on other growth stocks in the past and how their PE ratio reacts. Because right now, Palantir has a PE ratio of 162.8. And what that means is, based on their current earnings of 21 cents per share, it will take 162.8 years multiplied times 21 cents to reach their current price. Okay? 162 years. Whereas a stock like Apple would be about 32 years. A stock like Dell would be 13 years. So you see there's quite a range, and this is how the market determines what is the growth potential in the stock. And as you can see, relative to Apple and Dell, their growth potential is much greater. They feel, the market does. Palantir's growth potential is much, much higher. So then I go in and say, Give me some analysis relative to the price to sales. What is their PE? What will most likely happen? And as it says, the PE ratio. If earnings grow significantly, the price of the stock may stay high, but the PE ratio will naturally decline to more sustainable levels. The PEG ratio will fall roughly to 2, and the price to sales will come somewhere to trend between 15 and 30. And it's currently at 56. So that's what happened. Okay, our final takeaways. Palantir. Current valuation is driven by AI hype. I think we all believe that. Similar to what happened to Amazon, Tesla, NVIDIA during their early years. Short term, it may stay high with multiples if the growth remains explosive. Large term, PE will likely normalize between 40 and 80. That's something I was definitely looking for. PEG will go under 3, and the price to sales will fall under 30. And right now it's at 56.16. So then what I do is I say, give me a price projection. And I go in and I say, okay, give me a price projection based on, and I'm not going to show you this, because this is what I do for my tribe. This is what I do for my tribe with numerous stocks. And I go in and say, okay, if we take this information and we adjust the PE ratio to the earnings per share, and we look at it at a conservative and a moderate, what is the price of the stock going to be at the end of 2025? Conservative, moderate, and aggressive. What is it going to be in 2026? Conservative, moderate, and aggressive. And what is it going to be at the end of 2027? Conservative, moderate, and aggressive. So that's how I do this. And what I want you to come away with is, number one, you can do this too. You just have to have access to the data. You have to have an understanding of AI and how to use it and what questions to ask, and then how to organize this information in a format that is usable. Okay? And that, what I mean by usable is this right here, Kerry's tell sheet. This is where I take a look at 60 stocks that are in the categories that I wish to follow, and that is AI, semiconductors, the data centers, the software. What I'm doing, understand, what I'm doing here is trying to find the price I want to buy Palantir at. And as you can see, Palantir is right here. This is its current information. What I will do now is I will bring all that information over to here into Palantir, and I will create a deep dive from what I just showed you, and that is a podcast. I will create a verbal or a written briefing on it, and then I will share right there that document that I just showed you. So you will be able to come onto it. This is something I've just started. I call it a financial evaluation. I did it for AP Applied Digital, and that just became available. I also did it on Supermicro computers, and that will show there. And so my objective is for my tribe members eventually to come and listen to a deep dive on any one of the stocks, find a briefing, and then also see a document that gives some projections into the future of what the price is and how I derived those projections. So again, what we're trying to achieve is to make you an informed and a better investor. This is all available. This over here is my portfolio, what I own now and what I hope to own, and how I'm going to change the shares as we reach January the 1st of 2028. Because I think this is the growth opportunity of my lifetime. I think the opportunity is greater than that of the dot-coms, the digital revolution. I believe the AI revolution is going to be even bigger, because what it's going to do is make me better. It's going to make me better at everything that I do. It will make you better at everything that you do. It will make stock analysts better. It will make doctors better. It will make dentists better. It will make all of our world a better place. And hopefully, a safer place. So I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. This is what I do for fun. Took me about 12 hours to do the Palantir, but I now know where I want to buy Palantir, and I know with some degree of certainty what its price will be on January the 1st of 2028. That will then give me the price I need to buy it for because I want at least a 50% gain in my price. Okay? Again, if you want access to this, come to the website, go to our gold channel and sign up for $19.95 a month, and I'll do the work for you. Have a good day.